Yo, yo, yo! What is up, y'all? My name is Robert Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And we are once again talking about conference tournament futures here in the college basketball world. And as you guys can see, from the start of March 1st all the way through the end of the college basketball season, over the last 3 seasons, we have absolutely done work. And a lot of that comes down to just leveraging futures and placing straight bets this time of year for the conference tournaments, the national tournaments, and even just kind of the tail end of the regular season. But when we're looking at this conference here in the Ohio Valley Conference, the OVC, this is a conference that has lost a lot of teams and a lot of major players over the years. In particular, they have lost teams like Austin Peay, Murray State, Belmont, and those are just to name a few. They've also lost some major head coaches as well. And when you're looking at, a team like a Morehead State in this bracket, you probably are seeing them down at the 7 seed and kind of shaking your head if you haven't, watched the OVC this season, because they've been at the top of this league for quite some time, but they are having a down year, mainly because of roster turnover and because their head coach jumped ship to James Madison to take over that vacancy. But when you're looking at the makeup of this bracket, one thing that strikes me very clear is the top side with Tennessee Tech, Tennessee Martin, Little Rock, and SEMO. These are 4 teams that I really think could just cannibalize each other en route to a championship. And because there are those double buys, it's more so likely that we're going to see, a Little Rock or a SEMO come out of that. But I do think that any of these teams could beat any of these teams on a neutral floor, and that's exactly what we're getting. No campus sites in this tournament. So let's go ahead and talk about the viable teams that subjectively I think are alive in this conference tournament field. And we'll start with the number 1 seed in SEMO. We'll go down to the 2 seed in SIUE. Number 3, we'll go to Tennessee State. 4, we've got Little Rock. 5, we've got Tennessee Tech. And that's where my cut line is going to be. And honestly, Tennessee Tech is one of those kind of fringe teams that just because of the draw, I don't think is possible. I think they're more kind of scrappy, in terms of just kind of being able to beat anybody. But the draw is very, very difficult from that spot. And when we're looking at our longest shot on the board and just our bets in general for this tournament, there's actually only one that I like to place. And largely because of that top side being so potentially cannibalistic, and with SEMO being such a heavy favorite to win the conference tournament, I just want to avoid that top side. And on the bottom side of the bracket, there's a team that specifically stands out to me. It just is screaming my name when I look at the odds, when I look at the trajectory, and that is Tennessee State. And when you look at Tennessee State, this is a team that played extremely tough against SIUE during the regular season. They also should have beat SEMO, potentially even twice, I would say. And because of that competitiveness, because of their balance, just in terms of their offense, defense, and their lineups, their depth, they have a lot of size coming off the bench. I think they're the most dangerous team in this conference tournament with the easiest draw. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and place 1 unit on them to win the conference tournament at plus 500, 5-1. Got this over on MGM. And when you're looking at these odds, I think that they should be a lot lower. I'm thinking like 2.5-1, 3-1. But because of the tournament structure, because of them not being the 1 or 2 seed, I think it's being overlooked and we're getting a lot of value. And to be honest, this is the only future that I want to place here in the Ohio Valley Conference. So let's go Tennessee State. Let's ride with those boys. And I think we're going to have a pretty good shot to have some really nice equity with Tennessee State in this conference. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video. And as I say on the back end of every one of these specific videos, they are very, very niche, and you guys have been doing so well, showing love on the like bar, dropping comments down below. And I'm telling you, that means everything. As long as there's engagement on these videos, I will continue to make them for hopefully every single tournament. Obviously, as I've said, we're not going to have any futures in the NEC or the Patriot League, so don't expect videos in those 2 conferences. And on Twitter/X at RobDFB. I will continue to update you guys if there is, another conference down the road that we're just kind of avoiding from a future standpoint. But with all that being said, y'all, appreciate you guys, and I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.